All right, I gotta read you. I can't connect again.
Okay. All right, folks, if you are just joining us, this is the start of our February series. We are starting our D main right now. Let me actually put up the D main banner. If somebody from Discord could confirm that they can see stuff, we've got Justin Fowell already on the clock. We've got Vince
I
on the
can see
clock.
it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Next up, we are going to go to Tyler McKenzie. I believe he was caught up with work. I'm not sure if he's here or not. All right, no Tyler McKenzie. What about Dan Passmore with a 9.531? We are waiting on Tyler McKenzie, Dan Passmore. Now let's move on to Mr. Jason Farman. Jason Farman with a 9.531. I believe he's in his second month racing with us, so making small improvements. He is currently within 15 seconds of both Vince and Justin, so should be able to put up a good fight or capitalize on their mistakes. Next up is Chad Helvey, 8505. Chad is coming on the ending of his 3 months with us, so he is now moving from, I guess, learning the game to now where he's actually putting in enough time where he's quick in the game. That's Chad Helvey. Next up, we're going to take Zachary Johnson. And we are going backwards, as you can see, from down up till we get to the A main. So if you're watching us and wondering why we only will have 4 racers, it's just a lot of folks that qualify from other countries, like Mr. Scott's in the Philippines, Andreas is in Greece, Jorge's in Bolivia, Stan is in Czech Republic. These guys will not be joining us just due to the time zone difference. So we've got 4 folks on the clock, and let's go ahead and start this one off. Oh, everybody's in here, so that's 5 actually. So out of the 5, we're going to take 2 bumps. You are in, or on, I guess, a track called Silver Dollar, and this is their first layout. Has anybody in this league actually driven on this track in real life?
Yeah.
Who said that?
Joseph.
Joseph. Tell us what the
Yeah.
surface is.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the black surface. I don't know if it's just the game or what, but
How's it
the
in real
surface was
life?
loose. It was loose.
Loose? Okay. Because in the
Loose.
game it's got lots of traction.
Yeah, loose.
Gotcha. All right, looks like everybody's car looks great. Let's go ahead and hit start race. You are being joined by our fellow moderator in Houston, Texas, Corey Tyler, who reps a pink Techno e-buggy just like that one. Looks like we have a commentator, Chris, who said, I have its glassy slick. Nice. In 10 seconds, you are going to watch these racers battle it out. Let's see if we can ride with Mr. Jason Farman at the start. In 2 seconds, I'm going to get quiet. On the tone, both the pink buggies have a flyer of a start. I'm not sure who's that in the back. I think that was Chad Helvey. Had a great start, but could not turn in time and caught the cone. So early on, Jason Farman and Justin Fowell, I believe. Yep, they are getting away from the group early on. Keep in mind, tonight we're doing something interesting. We're taking 2 bumps. Also, tonight's topic, and this is for our Facebook viewers, our YouTube viewers, as well as our Discord folks. Which do you prefer, electric and or nitro, and why? So tell us in the 8 scale world, do you prefer electric or nitro, and why do you prefer the one you picked? So I'll read your comments out. So if you're posting your comments, just remember we will be mentioning your name. So only post up if you're okay with that. Because if you're supposed to be at work and you're watching us instead and you get caught, that's on you. First comment we got all the way from Missouri, Mr. Brad Hefner. He said, Nitro is glory. So we know what Mr. Brad prefers. He prefers Kyosho and Nitros. So he probably has an MP10. All right, let me look at my comments from Discord. Hunter King said, yo, if we stuck with Thursdays, I could have raced on my birthday. Hunter, we actually moved away from Thursdays so your family could spend a birthday with you. Please don't do VRC on your birthday. That's kind of sad. J-Dub said, can I race? J-Dub, unfortunately, if you have not qualified for tonight, you cannot race. But you can join our group and race next week on Wednesday, and qualifying for the next round, which we travel all the way to Pattaya, which is in Thailand. We will be traveling there after tonight, and the qualifying opens up for all of y'all. You can try up to 50 times, and then after the 50 times, you get to race on Wednesday. Hunter said, I'm quarantined right now anyway. Well, be safe. And Justin Fowell trying to do some weird stuff right now, riding the pipe the entire way. I am not sure
I
what
can't
that
believe it
was.
let me do that.
He went the whole way. And Mr. Chris said, Nitro, it's what 8 scale is. The noise, the smell, the element of pit stops, the extra challenge of getting your engine right. First race I went to watch was amazing and I was hooked. Chris, eyes watering, dirty nails. Electric is faster, as you know, I'm sure, and now with technologies of 6S, 8S, our electric buggies can technically go the full 30-40 minute mains and be quicker without needing a pit stop. So keep those comments coming. We've got 2 people that like Nitro, and I'll play devil's advocate and say the electric buggy is faster, cleaner, cheaper in the long run. All that good stuff. Make an argument and post it, and I'll read it out. We just hit the 3-minute marker, so let's look at some lap times. Zachary Johnson, in his first time ever, poor Zachary Johnson bought a Techno EB 48.4, built the kit. COVID happened, has not been able to race it anywhere. Today is his second time holding his radio and joining us. Zachary, if you're comfortable driving with your... Oh, commentator's curse as he wrecked. As I said, Zachary, if you're comfortable. So you know what? We won't harass Zachary Johnson. It's his first time with us as he wrecks again. But we will focus on him again to see if he makes a mistake. When he makes the 3rd mistake, I'll take the focus away. I was about to say he's joining us for the first time and running 34.7. So far, he's keeping it in the middle. The commentator's curse is a real thing. That was our topic 2 weeks ago. And majority of folks said that, yes, it is a real thing. And then I think about 40% of y'all said, no, I just zone out whatever the commentator is saying, or I use it in my favor. So everybody has a different opinion. It looks like Zachary Johnson is going to be one of those drivers that don't make a mistake, because this lap that he's on, I'm focused on him. We've got about 1,200 of you watching right now, 260 on YouTube watching live. So this should be interesting to see how this lap is. His current best was 34.7 on lap 3. Here he comes around. He's got 2 more corners, I believe, before his lap goes. Boom. 33.9. See? Commentator's curse is not anything. Oh, as soon as I said that, he's going to spin out. All right. Vince Slim with a 32.1. Chad Helvey, meanwhile, in 3rd place, having a good battle, 33.3, as he makes, the blue car makes a mistake. Who was that? Jason Farman makes a mistake with a 34.0. Meanwhile, Justin Fowell, 4 seconds ahead with a 32.4. So the hot lap of the day goes to, I believe, Justin Fowell with a 32.4. We are taking 2 bumps, so if you are getting in a battle with 1st and 2nd, just work together. Let's go back to comments. John Blakely said, Nitro is the glory, but also love electric for its plug-and-play feature. I own a track here in Canada, so I use the electric a lot for that reason. I can just jump right in and join in on the fun. I'm looking to join you guys in your racing. So John, fun fact, I now own a track as of a month ago, and I also absolutely love electric for how simple it is. When somebody new comes in, I can hand them a radio, get them up to speed in 15 minutes, and then in the next hour, if they still have a smile or a grin on their face, I can reel them into the hobby. You try doing that with a Nitro and tell me if it ever works. I promise you it will not work. They will flame out, they'll run out of fuel, they'll have all sorts of issues. While they're trying to focus on the enjoyment part, they'll actually be focusing on other stuff. So I prefer electric too. So we've got lots of good comments coming up. Let me look at some Discord comments if anybody wrote anything. John Blakely, I've actually got Derek Pryor in my Discord saying John owns O-Town. That's my home track. So Derek is giving a shout out to his home track. That's O-Town, owned by John Blakely, who is actually commenting on the way the feed is. I can't tell where you're commenting. I think it's Facebook. Let's look at what other comments said. Hunter King is saying Gary Crowell Jr. sells his top-notch adapters for $30. Yep, it's $30 plus shipping. We are not doing it to make money. It is literally to help you guys get started. Meanwhile, Joshua Visual's up to no good, posting gang kind of pictures of circling stuff, which I'll leave alone. Alright, Corey Tyler looks like he's doing some admin work. Perfect. Getting everybody ready. It's 7 minutes on the clock. Great time to check times again, see if people improved or got worse. So Mr. Zachary Johnson ran a 33.9 on lap 7, then followed it up with a few 40-second lap times. Again, this is the second time he's holding his radio, so consistency is going to take him a few months. Oh, as he just throws his buggy out of the park. Pure commentator's curse there. Meanwhile, Mr. Jason Farman, who was battling with Ben Slim earlier, looks like 33.3 was his fast lap. Ben Slim, on the other hand, almost in the 31s. He has a 32.1 right now. Chad Helvey right in front of him. A battle is about to shape up. So this lap, let's focus on this one. Chad Helvey in second, Ben Slim in third. I'm actually going to skip Mr. Justin Fowell right now as he's 6 seconds ahead and focus on this with 2 minutes to go. The winner of this will steal the second bump spot into the C main. Let's look at our comments. Lee said, you got no respect in SoCal unless you run Nitro Buggy, then you still get no respect, just an empty wallet. Lee's full of jokes. Lee, I would be that guy. I would have no respect because I absolutely think Nitro is what's holding the club scene back now. Now, if you're going to a bigger race, I think Nitro is the only way to go. As Chad Helvey makes a mistake there with 90 seconds to go, that's going to let Vince Lim walk away. Can Chad Helvey reel him back in? Lee General is joining us from SoCal, from a town called Corona. And no, that is not a joke. The town is actually called Corona. It, I believe, is on the east side of, east of OC, right? Lee, if you're still listening. Lee may be on mute, but I think he's close to OC by 45 minutes or something he was saying earlier. All right, what else we got? We got Chris saying, I started 8 scale in SoCal and no one ran e-buggy. Biggest class for e-buggy was at OCRC, and they are the premier track and the track that other tracks try to mold and copy. Now I'm on the East Coast, and e-buggy and e-truggy are huge. Yep, e-buggy and e-truggy are absolutely massive in Texas as well. But when the nationals happen, Nitro is glory. Lee said yes. Okay, so that is where Lee's from. John said, is there a club I can join on VRC? Yes, you can join. In fact, if one of my Discord members can go on Facebook and drop our Discord link so John can join us. John, we've also got a few track owners in Discord. Brad, who was commenting earlier, who you'll see battle it out in the next main, owns the famous track called Chicken Raceway Dinner in Missouri. With 15 seconds to go, Justin Fowell putting on a show, but Vince Lim, let's see if he gets caught. No, he did not. So Vince Lim is 1 second behind him in the yellow buggy, as you can see on the bottom left screen. So if Justin Fowell is trying to win this one, he has to cross the start-finish line ahead of Vince Lim. Vince Lim is one of those people that, while hot lap is not what he's known for, he's always got one of the higher consistencies in the game. So he is reeling Mr. Justin Fowell in.
What was that?
All right, so looks like that's how they will finish. Drivers, please come into the pits when you're finished. Corey Tyler, our trusting moderator, is in charge of our points and stuff, and he can only do it if everybody comes into the pits, because it's too painful for us to watch the whole feed again just to catch it.
Don't exit. Come on,
Please
people.
don't exit. Yeah, I gave him a good driver's meeting. Peter Wolfen likes to say I love talking on the driver's meeting, and I make him too formal, but hey, it keeps the program running, as we can tell everybody here was listening. So, Zachary Johnson in 5th place in his first race ever with us. Congratulations on finishing with us. Jason Farman in 2nd. in fourth. Chad Helvey in third. Vince Lim in second. Just Foe in first. Hot lap goes to Vince Lim. I mentioned earlier he's known for his consistency, but here he is. Best lap goes to him, or as we like to call the fast lap of the main, goes to Vince Lim with a 31.7. Let's go ahead and go to Parc Ferme and talk to Mr. Justin Fowell. We'll interview the first place of every race, and then in the main we'll interview the top three. So, Mr. Justin Fowell, do you have a hot mic?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Tell us how this race and qualifying went.
Qualifying was crazy. I only got in one session, but my daughter was sitting next to me, and she was just like, "Don't crash," and I was like, "All right, I'll try not to crash." So it went well, and I was like, "All right."
We should have hot mic'd that, and you should have had a stream going in the back so they can.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, George Williams did that one time when he was racing. His family was in the next room with his son. Or actually, I think his son was driving, and they were all streaming and taking pictures while he was doing that. So.
Yeah. I'll give my shout out to her because this is her favorite track. She likes that Costco's in the background.
Hey, $1.50 hot dogs
Yeah.
since 1987. They have not changed the price. Okay, well, tell us a little bit about Meatball Racing and what you can do or have done with that for our league.
Yeah, I've just it's just a website that I run. I make some 3D printed parts for mostly for like Spec Splash stuff because that's like the go-to beginner class here in Minnesota. And yeah, I've just been like using my proceeds to sponsor drivers when I can, and because I like having this series around so people can race at.
Absolutely. And thank you again for supporting us. Congratulations on your win. You and Vince Lim will both actually be joining us in the C-Main. So charge your batteries, have a drink of water. In 2 minutes, you're going to start racing again.
Nice.
Okay, let's change screens. Let me get the D-Main banner down, put up my C-Main banner, and go back to the track. All right, C-Main folks, this is your chance to start getting ready. I'm about to call your names. You guys know the password for tonight already. Everyone that commentated, I will come back and read your comments. Do not worry, keep leaving them.
If you're driving in the C-Main, do you move your, do you go into the C-Main area to talk?
You don't have to. You're fine here. But
Okay,
if
cool.
6 of y'all wanted to, you could go down there and click on it.
Gotcha.
All right, so let me look at Joseph Johnson's list again. Or I can actually just go based off of the 6. I believe he said Glenn is the first one. So, ladies and gentlemen, Glenn is joining us for the first time. Where's Glenn? He's in 13th. So, Glenn, if you can hear me, please join. Glenn is also the fastest 9-lapper in our qualifying. If you look at his time, it's 9.5.00.6. So he missed the 10-lap club by 0.6. While Glenn may be new to us in BRC, our friendly racer Greg Harmer, who's qualified in 6th place, said Glenn is extremely fast in real life. So we're looking to see how Glenn progresses in this game with us. Next up, we're going to skip Stan. Stan is asleep right now in Czech Republic. We're going to go down to Blake. Blake is joining us with a 9.507. Blake's also in our Premier class. Glenn was comped a free class race for us in the Premier class, if that makes sense. We've got a free class and a Premier class. The difference is the Premier class, at the end of the day, we spin a raffle and they can win themselves a free track day or a practice day or a club race to a local track. The goal is to get our virtual racers to a physical track so then they can go support them, and we will pay for that race through the money we raise from the 10 or 11 racers we have for this month. So that's how that happens. After Blake, we're going to go all the way to Missouri for Mr. Brad Hefner. He is the owner of Chicken Raceway Dinner with a 9.509. You heard him comment earlier, Nitro is the glory, and he is Mr. Kyosho. I believe he's got a full Kyosho fleet. So, Brad, if you can hear me, please join us. We've had some really good conversations with him, and he's weighed in on some topics about the industry. So, looking forward to talking to him again. Then we're going to go all the way to Corpus Christi to pick up the next 2 racers. We're going to pick up Anthony Chapman with a 9.510. And then we're going to pick up Chris Garcia with a 9.510 as well. Chris's name will not appear. He was at work late and messaged me his qualifying time. So Chris Garcia, if you can hear me, you can join right after Anthony Chapman. Chris Garcia and Anthony Chapman have been driving for 30 years to all sorts of tracks in Texas. I believe last weekend they both had an amazing race at Thornhill Racing Circuit where we had over 230 plus entries for a one-day event. After that, we're going to have to get on a plane and go all the way to Canada to join Mr. Derek with a 9.512. So Anthony Chapman and Chris Garcia, both traveling buddies, same lap times, but Derek is just 2 seconds behind them. So Mr. Derek, if you can hear me, please join. Jorge will not be joining us. After Jorge, we're going to take Mr. Let me give Derek another minute. Or not another minute, another 10 seconds. Where's Derek?
Should be
Oh,
coming here.
he's in now. Thank you, Derek. So now we're going to take Justin Fowell, who actually qualified behind Vince Lim, but ended up beating him in the B main. So he's already got a point up on Vince as of right now. If he can do that again, he'll actually move up the ladder system. And we do have a points separately done on a list. I see Corey Tyler's busy dropping links in Facebook already. So the man's a busy guy, but he'll be doing our points at the end. So I am waiting on Justin Fowell, and after Justin Fowell, if I could get Vince Lim to get his process started. I see Justin Fowell. So we are waiting on Vince Lim. Everybody, once you're in, you are more than welcome to start practicing. You join early, you get to practice early. Vince Lim is in. All right, racers, we're going to hit start race. Unless you guys need a 1 minute call. Going once. Speak up now. Going twice. Alright, going thrice. We're going to hit start race. In about 20 seconds, you're going to get to see the C-Main folks battle it out. If you're looking at Mr. Corey Tyler dropping the comments and the links, that is our moderator. The links he is dropping are not spam links. Those are actual links to our Discord group and our Facebook group. You want to go hit like on the Facebook group, and then you want to hit the Discord link from your computer so you can come join us. John said, okay, cool. Chris says he started 8 skill. Lee General said he's smoking outside. Corey Tyler's dropping links. Joseph Johnson said John Blakely on your start of the race. Whoever is the blue car got a flyer of a lap, or a flyer of a start, I should say. I think that's Mr. Brad, actually. Is that? I think it is. Yup. Or nope. No, that's Brad over there. Who's the blue car?
That's Anthony Chapman.
Anthony Chapman's playing tricks on me. He changed the color of his car. He's got the same color for the entire year that we've been running. And meanwhile, Blake getting a good start. We're running away with it at the start right now. Who's he bringing to the party with him? Let's see if we can find that out. Unfortunately, the names do not update till you go across the start finish. I think he's bringing Glenn to the party. We were talking about Mr. Glenn being really fast in real life, according to Greg Harmer. And I think Greg was indirectly politely saying, but he's slow in this game because I outqualified him by 6 spots. But as of right now, Glenn is in first place. His first lap was at 32.5. Keep in mind, the D-Main folks were running as quick as 31 to 32 second lap time. So we expect to see this group somewhere in the same place. Let me go back to comments. Joseph's giving some tips on PC. Yep, you actually want to hit that Discord link from your PC ideally if you plan on running. Obviously, you're going to play with your computer, so just do that. Lee General's tagging Benny. Corey's dropping links. I have Discord today, so we'll be asked about the 9 Turbo from China. Yes, I would actually recommend Gary's adapter over this one, the 9 Turbo. I have that one, and I've tested with a bunch of them, and I prefer Gary's. And it's literally $30 plus shipping, so I think just the materials cost somewhere around $10-15, so it's not much money to be made. But I asked him to make us a few batches, and he was up for the challenge. Let's see in Discord if there's anybody dropping his link. Corey Tyler is dropping pictures about Florida. Hunter King said 10 scale indoor electric is king. If you're missing or not getting some of these inside jokes, you just have to be in our Discord group to get him.
That picture is Hunter King.
Yeah. Alrighty, C-Main folks, 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Great time for us to look at lap times. Let's start from the back. Chris Garcia, commentator's curse. As soon as I switched on him 2 weeks ago, our topic was commentator's curse, real or fake. And in Chris Garcia's case, it is very much real, as he is struggling to run 35-second lap times right now. In front of him by 2 seconds is Mr. Derek right now with a 34.2. Vince Slim right behind him with a 32.5. Brad right now running 32.2. Let's see what this lap is. 36. So 32.2 followed by a 36.6 with his Kyosho MP10E buggy. Justin Foel all the way up to 4th place in this main, and not only that, he is chasing down Blake. What is going on? I'll tell you what's going on. He overjumped that corner there because I was talking about him. Normally he doesn't do that. And then he wrecks over there in turn 1. He also doesn't do that. 32.7 from him before I started jinxing him, and he was catching up to Blake, so we'll leave him alone. Blake, meanwhile, a 32.3 from him. He is running that Gary Crowell special body with a few modifications to the wheels and tires. Anthony Chapman all the way up to 2nd place, having a great battle with Glenn. Anthony Chapman's one of those guys that does not make a lot of mistakes, and of course when I say that, he makes a mistake and makes another mistake and another. Wow, and now he just went 4 positions back. I hate to be that guy. Meanwhile, Mr. Glenn doesn't have to worry about Anthony Chapman anymore after what I did to him. 31.5 from him. Let's see what kind of lap times he's running after this. 31.5, backing up with a 32.9, then a 34. Blake seems to be catching up to him now. Blake is bringing Brad to the party. Let's switch back to comments. John said, I have Discord on my phone since I'm using my computer for racing. Yeah, so John, you can use the Discord app on your phone and it works fine, but when you're in the game with your headset on, it's easier if you have VRC and Discord both running on the same computer. Discord is a pretty light application, so it's not going to take too much, and it just works better from a audio point of view, because you will want to have a headset on properly. But we'll let you do what you do. I see you're rooting for Mr. Derek Pryor. Derek Pryor is sitting in 7th place, battling right behind Vince Slim by 0.4 seconds. In fact, I know time says one thing, but on my screen it looks like he's already passed Vince Slim, and a fast lap of 33.2. So Derek is a racer at Mr. John's track, so this is a home track for him. What did you call it? O-Town? What's the track? John, can you type in your full track name for us? And if you want to include the address, please do that too, so our viewers can see what track we're talking about. We're all about supporting our local tracks, and when I say local tracks, I mean the local tracks of our racers. And Derek Pryor is actually in our paid class, so if he wins the raffle tonight, he will probably go to Mr. John Blakely's track and pay for the club race there, and then send us the receipt, and we will happily reimburse him. Our goal is to pay back towards some of these brick and mortar tracks. They burden the real cost of COVID right now, as Derek Pryor is having a great battle. I don't know if that's going to penalize him the way he jumped. It did not. Good for him. So he is currently chasing down Vince Slim again, as I just jinxed him. And Vince Slim also had a bobble, so not losing much time. With 6 minutes on the clock, let's go ahead and read some comments. Okay, so he actually tagged a page, which I can't see on my side because I'm on the stream, but those of you that are viewing, if you click on the last comment that John said, I believe he tagged the Facebook page, so you guys can go see there. Meanwhile, Jeremy Litke is having a ball in our Discord group. He said, on-road sucks, on-road sucks, on-road sucks, on-road sucks. Then Joseph said, I'm down. That would be funny. I think I'm joining a mid-conversation. They're talking about collisions on. And then Jeremy says, on-road sucks, on-road sucks, on-road sucks, on-road sucks. Then Frenchie's laughing. Then he says, on-road sucks, and then changes it to be off-road rules, off-road rules. Okay, Jeremy, we got to definitely increase your lexicon there a little bit. Jeremy's definitely a hardcore off-road racer.
John's track looks actually pretty legit.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm looking through the pictures right now.
Nice. So you just heard our fellow commentator, Corey Tyler, who's sitting comfy in his Houston, Texas home, talk about a Canadian track, which is nice. And I say that with a little bit of sarcasm because I know it snows up there, and we Texas boys do not do very well in the cold. So, wait.
Yeah, I had to look up where Otterville was. No, it's outdoors.
No, it's not.
It's
Yeah.
an actual like outdoor like dirt
Oh,
real
so a
track.
proper blown off-road track, huh? The kind that
Uh-huh.
you old school guys like, not my pretty hands. I like those indoor tracks that have a drink vending machine and a bartender and climate control and clean everything. Yeah, I'm totally spoiled. Glenn, meanwhile, putting on a show with a 31.5 fast lap. Brad is now leading the charge to chase him down, 5.4 seconds behind him. 31.0 from Brad. I think Brad's got the hot lap of the day so far. Blake, meanwhile, 32.3 from him, chasing down Brad. Anthony Chapin, who was doing so good till I jinxed him. 31.9 from him. Justin Fowell doing good, picking up some good solid points. I'm not sure who he just passed that had a horrible uh, pipe contact there. Vince Slim now with a 32.0. Derek still chasing him down with a 32.0. Chris Garcia with a 33.4. Chris Garcia qualified literally at 7 p.m. on the dot, so was unable to get any practice time. So he's here just to pick up some points. All right, so looks like we've got some Facebook page drops, links drops, perfect. The setup sucks. Okay, so Jeremy's still talking about how much he loves off-road. Topic for tonight is, do you prefer nitro or electric in 8th scale? And if so, which one? With 1 minute to go, Glenn currently has a 6-second lead. Keep dropping your comments and they will be read. Mr. John just said something that I think a lot of us track owners and managers would appreciate. He said, we have a neat little track with massive elevation with lots of competition from a big family of racers spreading into the USA. And then this is the part I'm talking about. He said, we've got great support and that's what drives my passion. Thank you. Yep, thank you to guys like you that do what you guys do. Like I said, we've only been involved with Houston RC for a month now. We just closed our first month of being in the business, and we're actually just dealing with mini Z's right now till Corey Tyler gets some time to hang out with me and build some cool off-road jumps so we can involve off-road as well. But it is a tedious job and a thankless job, and I think what makes it all worth it is when we see racers show their passion and compassion, and just the drive that they bring to the table is what drives me to keep doing it. Race has ended C-Main wise. We're going to wait for all the racers to come into the pits before we talk about results.
God.
Last second pass.
Who made that last second pass?
Blake, right
Blake.
at the end, last lap.
Oh, he did get you at the end.
Just
No wonder
barely.
So the distance between both of y'all is 0.01.
13,000. That's amazing.
0.01. That is impressive. Blake pulling a fast one and stealing the bump spot from Mr. Brad. Let's see what the official timer says. That's interesting. So we are talking about Brad leading the way, lap 17, 18. Oh, it looks like his lap 18 was a slow lap of 35.8. And Blake's last 3 laps were all 32s. And then it looks like he caught up and made a pass there at the end and finished 0.01 seconds ahead of Brad. One of y'all is not in the pits, and that would be Anthony Chapman. His car is on outside of the pits. All right, so now that his car's back, this is how the results will finish. So let me quickly do the results. And Mr. Glenn, if you could have a hot mic, I'd love to interview you since you are a new racer. We'd love to get to know you. All right, so Chris Garcia jumping in, lap 16. Or I should say 16 laps is what he got. The entire field outside of Chris Garcia is on a 18-lap pace. Folks, this is what I call close racing. After 10 minutes of running, the top 7 guys all finished on the same lap. Glenn missing the 19-lap club by 0.7. Hot lap of the day goes to, looks like Mr. Brad with his Kyosho MP10E, a 31.0 from Mr. Brad. And he missed out on that bump spot by 0.01. Not 0.1, but 0.01. And Blake came up on top on that one. Look at their times right here. 18, 10, 11.8 from both of them. Let's go to Parc Ferme and talk to Mr. Glenn. Glenn, tell us where you're from, what you race, and what are your preferred brands.
I live in Abingdon, Maryland. I race indoor carpet, and my preferred brand is Yokomo. I like
Okay.
the SF2. Yep. Mhm.
SF2. Are you talking on-road?
No, I'm talking off-road,
Uh,
off-road carpet,
Off-road
off-road
carpet.
indoor.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit
off-road
more
indoor.
about the Yokomos, because in Texas we don't really do 10 scale. We just everything's big in Texas. We do 8 scale.
It
So
it is awesome. The Yokomo, I think, while the SF2 had problems with its front arms breaking a lot, SF2, the second version of it, um, actually helped with the arms, but they're still a little delicate. But it is an amazing car. I'm still trying to figure out the setup for it. But and the two wheel drive, the 10th scale two wheel drive Cal 3 is a monster on carpet. It is amazing.
nice. And you keep saying carpet. Is that the Ozite stuff, or is that the Home Depot stuff, or is that like CRC specific carpet for 10 scale?
We have the black stuff at Bay Area Computer and Hobbies, and then I race up at Scale Speed, and they have like I just Home Depot kind of tan carpet.
Gotcha.
So
Okay, so the Home Depot one I'm
mhm.
familiar with. When you say black carpet, you're talking about CRC, right? The really expensive one?
Yes, yes,
And
yep,
that's the high grip stuff. Okay.
yep, and
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
that track's probably a 15-second track, and the other track's probably a 25 to 24-second track.
Gotcha. Well,
Mhm.
congratulations on your first time racing with us and getting the bump from the C main to the B main. I
Thanks.
believe when you enter the B main, you will have to deal with guys like Hunter King,
Oh yeah.
Joaquim, Bruno, Steve Belogan, Lee General, Al Smith, Zachary Anstead. These are guys that have been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
So good luck to you there. With you will be Mr. Blake. Blake, we only interview
Thanks.
the top three, so you do not have to worry about me interviewing you. Congratulations on that last minute pass on
It's all
Mr.
good.
Brad and stealing it away from him. Alrighty, that is the end of our C main program. Let's go straight to our B main. Would you believe we've still got 2 mains to go? Let me kill this session. B main folks, this is your 1 minute call to get ready. I am loading it up and you guys should be able to get it in quickly. It is 8:40. I would like to get done by 9:15 p.m. Central Standard Time so we can do a raffle and see who will be our winner for tonight. Corey, switching to Wednesdays, we've got 11 folks that are in the paid premier class.
Dang.
Yep, so I think we
Yeah,
can go.
I saw the list and I was like, how many we got?
Yeah, we've got 11, so we can go heavy on the Facebook advertising and grow the group some more. Let me put up my screen. All right,
Bring
you
on
guys
the
should.
famine.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's $12 a week. All right, so in first place, we're going to take Mr. King, Hunter King, with a 10.506. And I'm not making this up when I say this, but he did start his qualifier in the last 20 minutes before it was supposed to end. We left qualifying open for an entire week. And this man is the king of procrastination. And he decided 20 minutes ago, oh, I think I'll play, and put in a 10.506. And that made Greg Harmer very, very nervous. But Greg's still ahead of him by 1 second. Frenchie got bumped down a spot, so Frenchie is starting in second place with a 10.514. But Frenchie's been putting in some solid laps and has improved drastically in the last month that I've seen him race. Right behind him is his arch nemesis, Steve Belogan, who said, I will pay you $10 if you call him Mr. French Fry. So we will call him Mr. French Fry. Steve Logan is joining with a 10.518. All three of them are seasonal veterans. As you can see, they've already joined on the top left. Right after them, if Lee General is back from his smoking break, he will be joining us with a 10.523. Not too far off the striking distance of both Steve and, when I say Frenchie, by the way, I'm talking about our 8th driver who is representing Team France. That's why we call him Mr. French Fry. By the way, French fries were invented in Belgium. Mr. Frenchie will tell you they were invented in France, but I keep telling him they're from Belgium, but he doesn't listen to me. So Google that.
hilarious.
And then we've got Al Smith joining us with a 10.524. Al Smith is a Team Techno driver. He's got loads of tips to give out. Helpful person. He can help you out. I believe he's very active in some of the RC groups as well. Right after him, we're going to take Mr. Zachary Anstead if he's here today. I know he sometimes is unable to join. Let me look at Discord. I don't see him on, but we'll give him a second. So Zachary Enstead, if you're listening to me, this is your call to join. And after Zachary Enstead, we're going to take our bump spot winner, Mr. Glenn, who got the bump from the C main and goes into the A main, into the B main with a 9.5. He missed the 10 lap club, I would say, by 0.6 seconds. So, Glenn, if you can hear me, you can join now. And after Glenn, it looks like Blake, and it looks like Blake did outqualify Brad by a spot. So, Brad was doing great by beating him and equalizing the points. Both of them are in our points class. And it looks like Blake got the best of him in the last corner. Blake, you can join us as well. That is how they will start the race while they're joining. All 7 are on the clock. Fellas, take 30 seconds to go ahead and look at the track, drive, do some practice. Let me follow up if anybody needs any comments read. Chris Garcia said the lag was bad for him. He still had a great time. Chris, always welcome. Please join us more often. It looks like in Discord they are talking about RC Simulation 2. Joshua said, bruh. This word bruh, I swear to God, this next generation uses it differently than my generation. But bruh, I just bought it, played for 2 minutes, and refunded. The punctuation is important there. Yeah. Does this next generation even take SATs? Josh, do you know what an SAT is?
Yeah, they still do.
Oh, they still do. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember
It's just different. Remember, like how
Yep,
ours was like 1600
score,
points.
yeah. 2 years
That's
ago,
like
my little
something
cousin,
else.
who turned 18 at the time, came to me being a smartass and said, "Hey, remember how you said if I beat your SAT score, you're gonna give me $100? And here it is." And she had like 200-300 more than me, and I was like, "Wait, how's that possible? She's not that smart." And then I was like, I realized she's being graded from a 2400 point scale,
Yep.
and I was being graded by a 1600 scale. So she did not get the $100, but she almost pulled a fast one on me. Speaking of fast ones, in about 5 seconds, I'm going to get quiet so we can see an amazing start from this group of guys. Oof. Almost looked like both Frenchie and Hunter got a jump on that start. We'll let the timing screen sort that out for us. We will not get involved there. Hunter kind of running wide. Looks like Steve making a pass on his favorite French fry. Yep, Steve going into turn 4 in second. Steve's in the red buggy. Oh, Frenchie having the worst over there, wrecking. No one else got caught except Frenchie. I told him earlier this game is kind of racist towards the French, and sure enough, that's exactly what it did. All of them had the same line, but only Frenchie got docked. So this is going to be an uphill battle for our 4th place current driver listed right here. Here comes Hunter King, 28.4. Wow. He not only bettered the last few folks by a second, but almost 2 seconds here. Al Smith getting a good whole shot start all the way up to 2nd spot. He's bringing Steve Logan up with him. Let me double check. Yep, Steve's driving. Oh, so Al Smith is in the red Techno EB48 2.0. Steve's driving the orange buggy, light orange. Lee General is coming to the party today with an all blue buggy and all blue wheel set. Glenn having a good start. 32.6 from him on lap 1. Let's see what he does on this lap. Oh, a 32.6 backed by a 32.3. Frenchie's got a lot of work cut out. This time he takes the safer line, does not even try to cut the corner there. Blake, meanwhile, getting the bump from Mr. Brad from the C main. Here he is in the B main, just picking up some extra points while he can. A lot of folks in this list are in our paid premier class, and we thank them for the support. We've got Tyler McKenzie, Frenchie, Jeremy Lidke, Justin Fowell, Zachary Enstead, Gary Crowell, Brad, Blake, Glenn, Derek, Vince. A lot of folks are supporting. This is the B main. Let's see if we can do a ride along with Hunter King. He seems to be running 28.29s. He says commentator's curse does not exist. He already has an 8-second lead, so I think this would be the guy to do a ride along. Let me see if I can do that. Alright folks, if you're still watching, I see 180 of y'all still are. This is what a ride along looks like across Silver Dollar. We had a commentator say it's icy glass. If you notice the stickers on the side of Hunter's buggy, that is a TLR XE Elite. As Hunter totally
damn it.
wads it up, does a quick steering left-right, you heard his spacebar being hit. Virtual racers have a tendency when they go to a real track and they crash, they start yelling spacebar, 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 even though they're trying to say Marshall, but that word just doesn't exist in their lexicon. Hunter King throwing a small whip there onto the front straight, or the back straight I should say. This should be a nice 30-second lap. Here he comes across the start finish. 31.5 from Hunter King. That is the TLR XE Elite. TLR has done wonders after they moved away from the 4.0 platform and moved towards the XE platform, and this is the latest iteration, which is the XE Elite, which has all the parts that you would have put on your XE. It already comes with it out the box. The box is beautifully packed. I don't care for the paint scheme or the person that they put on the poster. I always think they should have no person on the box in case teams change and your old shops are left with stock, as Hunter King has another boo-boo. He's got loads of gap though on second place, so you shouldn't have to worry. But anyways, it's one of the few buggies that comes with a, listen carefully, a pre-cut body. I'm sure some of y'all absolutely hate cutting 8-scale bodies with your Lexan scissors. So Losi does a great job sending a pre-cut body that's pretty thick, unlike some of our Kyosho and associated stock bodies. And not only that, they go a step further and even include a set of wheels. And no, I am not making this up. If you buy a new XE Elite and do the build, the manual is gorgeous. It is 96 pages of glory in multiple languages. Here Hunter King is making a pass, I believe, on Blake. Oh, Hunter King making another mistake. You know what? I'm going to get off of Hunter King's case and not do a follow view. I wanted y'all to have a ride along on this massively beautiful track. Al Smith has closed the gap. He is only 7.5 seconds behind Frenchie. Steve and Lee were having a nice, friendly, trash-talking session early on. And Mr. French Fry is definitely making a burger out of Steve and Lee right now. He said, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat a burger. I'm not making that up. That's exactly how the conversation went. Steve in second, Lee in third. Kind of odd to see Lee driving a Mugen Seiki buggy today. All
Well,
blue.
that's a new fact.
Did you switch brands?
I switched brands Nitro at the moment, yeah.
Oh, if you don't mind talking and driving, tell us which brand you switched from.
Techno.
From a Techno to a
I've
Mugen?
had a lot of success with Techno, but my Nitro buggy game was lacking with Techno, and for whatever reason, I like a pillow ball car with a Nitro engine motor in it, and picked up a Mugen and threw it down and with the Ronda Drake setup and liked it a lot. So
very nice. And what do you like about the pivot ball setup compared to the C-Hub setup on this specific topic of Mugen?
It just puts the power down effortlessly. I can't explain it. It doesn't even feel like it's going that fast, but the times don't lie as far as
Times
rough
never
track
lie.
handling and putting the power down is key around here.
Very nice. And for those of you that are listening, that was Lee General. He races in SoCal. You'll see him from time to time in podium pictures. He's a pretty personable fella, pretty tall, so when he's on the podium, you'll know it's him. And meanwhile, he was talking. Glenn has chased him down. That is the red buggy trying to make a pass on him. So we will not be talking to Lee General anymore, but instead we will be enjoying this race battle. Let me actually find a better camera to capture these guys. That's better. That's the view from the driver's stand. If you join our league, get used to this view. You are actually watching Mr. Lee General lead the way from Glenn. Who else are they bringing to the party? I believe Hunter King is just lapping them, so he should not be an equation at all. We do run collisions off. There's Lee General, totally different line from both of them, and Hunter is taking his sweet time making the pass on these guys. Oh, Glenn having a horrible landing there. That's going to let Lee General have some breathing room. With 7 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock, this would be a great time for us to review lap times. Let's start from the back. Mr. Blake with a 31.9. Oh, Blake, nicely done. 31.9 from him. Glenn with a 31-2. Look at that. Both of them improving from their last mains. They were the bump spot guys from the C main to the B main, so it makes sense that they're running 6th and 7th here. Lee General 8 seconds in front of him, 31.0 from him. Steve Blogan is just 8.6 seconds in front of them. Steve Blogan with a 30.2, but Mr. Frenchie pretty much still in front of him. Here he comes through some lap traffic, but Steve Blogan is not too far back, and Al Smith is actually stuck in the middle, and we just jinxed Mr. Frenchie in the corner that I told him that corner is particularly racist towards Frenchies, and one more time it got him. That's going to let Al Smith get away, and I know the timing screen says that Mr. Frenchie is ahead, but I assure you what I can see, Al Smith should be in second in about 3 seconds. There's 1, there's 2, and 3. There you go. You see the change on the left. Al Smith is now showing us 23 seconds behind Hunter King. Notice how he takes that corner, and notice how Frenchie takes that corner right there. Keeps on docking him. See, it docked him again. I'm not making it up. The game literally docked him 3 times in a row. And now Steve Blogan is in front of Mr. Frenchie as well. With 1 minute to go, all that work that Frenchie did, it has been undone, and the bump spot goes to Hunter King and Al Smith. I have a feeling Hunter King spends more time per year with his 10 scale buggies than he does his 8 scale buggies, but we will save that question and confirmation from him for the interview. Let's look at some comments. Jorge Pimentel, we actually called your name. You should have joined your race. I see you commentating saying nice. Let's go to my Discord comments. Josh and Jeremy and Joseph are still talking about cheater motors. 60 degrees of boost and timing somehow. I didn't even know that was possible, guys. That's crazy. Alright, so no productive comments. If you're just tuning in, we have a topic for tonight. It is very simple. It's called, do you prefer 8 scale nitro or do you prefer 8 scale e-buggy?
E-buggy.
We heard somebody say e-buggy.
Nah, bro, nitro's where it's at.
Greg Harmer just said nitro's where it's at.
Oh, Steve, you were right there.
Yeah, I'm on
I was coming for you, boy.
Oh, I rolled it over on the last corner.
That was a conversation you heard between Steve Blogan and Al Smith.
Run,
very, no,
as
very
they're
bad race for
getting
me.
off
I
the
got
driver's
like
stand.
4 space bars. It was terrible.
Yes, Mr. Frenchie, I highly recommend
Damn.
you go watch the live feed because we were talking about
Good run
how
now,
you were going to
sucker.
get docked
I'm
over there.
coming. Damn it.
Good racing, guys. That was a lot
What
of fun.
happened?
Yep, good racing, guys. Go watch the feed, Frenchie. We were talking about how you're going to get docked in that corner, and you kept on getting docked. If you look at the results, Hunter
can
King
get
in a
me by
league of his
3/4 of a
own on a
second.
20-lap pace, literally missing the 21-lap marker by 0.9. I think he'll get that in the A-main. Then from
Where the hell
Al
did you
Smith to
come
Lee
from, Al?
General,
God damn
everyone
it.
ran a 19-lapper.
Qualified for
Blake
shit.
with an 18-lapper. The slowest guy on the track ran a 31.5. If that doesn't show you the amount of talent here, I don't know what will. So 31.5 from
Al.
Blake in
Good job, man.
7th,
Thanks, bud.
31.0 from
You had a
Lee
good
in
push.
6th,
Ah, man,
31.2
it's
from Glenn in
I'm
5th.
messing
Oh,
up.
Glenn actually getting Lee General. There's a good point picking from Glenn over there. Then Frenchie with a 29.7, but he went from 2nd to 4th with 4 spacebar mistakes in 1 lap. Steve
0.869.
Blogan, 30.2 on lap 11. He's in 3rd place. Al Smith with a 29.6 takes the bump spot away from both Steve and Frenchie. And Hunter King, of course, 20 laps, 28.4. The hot lap of the day goes to Hunter King with a 28.4. Now let's go to Park Ferme and talk to Hunter King. Hunter, do you have a hot mic?
Yes, sir.
So, if I was to put your 8 scale time and your 10 scale time in an Excel sheet and draw it out on a chart, which would be the bigger of the charts? Your 8 scale time that you spend per year or your 10 scale time?
Let's see. If we're subtracting around the beginning half of last year, I probably did a total of 10 minutes with my e-buggy last year.
We're comparing 8 scale to 10 scale.
And 10 scale, I don't even know. It's so many minutes, I can't even count them.
So I guess in simple terms, are you saying you spend more time doing 10 scale?
Yes, I spend all my time doing 10 scale pretty much.
All your time. What do you like about 10 scale more that you wish 8 scale had?
I don't know. It's more. That's just kind of what I started with, and that's what I'm used to. So I just enjoy it a little bit more.
Gotcha. And what is your home track?
B&T Raceway in Crestview, Florida.
And what's the popular class there?
My hometown. It's probably like either 13.5 4-wheel or e-buggy, honestly.
Oh, they run both on the same track.
Yeah.
Oh, how interesting. So e-buggies and 10 scales together on the same track. Interesting.
Yeah, but we even have some nitro guys when they have enough for a class.
Wow. Corey, this seems like we need to take a trip down there if they do all that in one day.
I know.
Sounds like excitement. Well, congratulations on your win, Hunter. We wish you the best of luck in the A main. Your hot lap, which you ran in this class, or this main, I should say, is what the entire field over there is running. So good luck to you.
Thank you.
Okay, A main folks. Sorry for keeping you guys waiting. It's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because we're picking up new guys. We have 30 folks on the clock, which is great for the growth of the hobby. It's bad, but you have to wait an hour. It's 9 o'clock almost, Central Standard Time, and we're getting your main started now. So in first place, let's take our favorite robot, Gary Crowell, with a 11.526.7. In second place, let's take Joseph Johnson. Joseph Johnson got lost the TQ spot by 0.14. If you look at my mouse, I'm highlighting it, 0.14. Right after him, we're going to take our friendly Joshua Visual, 10.500. So missing the 11 lap club by 0.7 seconds. Essentially, the top three guys are separated by less than a second. That's incredible. In fourth place, we got to go to Scottsdale, Arizona for Billy Cayley. Billy Cayley, if you're listening to me, please join us. Billy Cayley joins us with a 10.502. After Billy Cayley, we're going to go all the way to Canada. Jeremy Litke will be joining us with a 10.502, same as Billy Cayley. Billy's joining us tonight. Next up, we've got Greg Harmer with a 10.505, just 3 seconds off of Jeremy's pace. So this should produce some really good battles. Mr. Greg Harmer, if you can hear me, please join. Thank you, Greg. Then we're going to take our bump spot winner from the B main, Hunter King, with a 10.506. He is only 0.2 off of Greg's pace, so he should be picking up the pace. He just got done running a main, so it is fresh in his head. Then we're going to take our second bump spot from the B main, which will, for that, we're going to have to pass Frenchie, Steve, Lee. While all three of these guys were trash talking 8th, 9th, and 10th, you know who actually got the bump spot? The 11th spot guy, Al Smith, with a 10.524. That happens sometimes when you're focused on just the guy in front or just the guy behind you. Somebody from the back's going to come and take it away. All of them are here. It is 9 o'clock on the dot. We're going to start this main and do a raffle at the end. So it is key that we get done by 9:15. Let's hit start race. Gentlemen, does anybody need a 1-minute call? Speak up now. You've got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, start race it is. So Corey Tyler, when will you be joining us for a race?
Whenever I can finally get my house back together again. I had to move all the furniture back in after the whole remodel, and now it's just being put back together, putting everything back.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a ton of fun. I know. And I'm back in the office now, so I have to do it like in the evening and the weekends.
Yeah, I'm sure it's rough. As the race starts, the entire field clean pretty much. Nobody making a mistake. I don't expect the same main to make a mistake. Gary Crowell giving up that first spot to Joshua Vigil and Joseph Johnson as they land, but honestly, they're all hugging the same corner. Let me see if I can zoom in on this a little bit so y'all can see a little better. Alrighty. That's the best I can do from this zoom. Hopefully y'all can see the buggies a little better. That white buggy is Joshua Vigil's, I believe. Now Joseph Johnson and Joshua Vigil are battling it out. Keep in mind, both these guys can run some hot laps, but they do lack, I personally feel like, the consistency that their third place friend behind them will, which is Gary Crowell. Josh making a sweet pass on Joseph Johnson, only to lose his drive coming out of the corner. Interesting lines, as Josh likes to go out initially towards the apex, then come in, whereas Joseph has more of an on-road, go in first, then swing out as he's carrying the momentum out. As you can see, the different tactics both of them are using. Every corner, Joseph will approach from the inside and go to the outside, and Joshua Vigil will start at the outside, as you see here, and come back to the inside. And that's probably what's causing his car to get a little loose every now and then when he tries to keep up with Joseph on the apex there. Gary Crowell and Hunter King are about to join this battle very, very quickly. I can't even look at lap times right now because the battle for first is still developing, as Joseph Johnson is now going to take turns leading the way, as Hunter King is making a pass on Gary Crowell, as you guys can see in the back. We just had a driver drop out. I believe 7 started. I don't know who dropped out.
Mo, is this a B main or A main?
This is the A main.
Okay. It's on the banner, it says B. I just
Oh, thank you for pointing that out. I got so excited I didn't even do that. So this is our A main. Hopefully the banner updated. Thank you, whoever spoke to me. Joseph Johnson in first now. Joshua in second. Hunter King in, Gary Crowell in third. Hunter King in fourth. Jeremy in fifth. Al Smith in sixth. From my Discord site, I can hear somebody's spring tension on their radio.
It's Gary. I had to figure out who it was too.
Yeah,
I was like, who is that?
It's interesting how he's got his tuning to the point that he can set the spring, as Joshua Vigil just got shafted in the French corner. I call it the French corner because it's been shafting Frenchie all day long, and tonight Joshua gets the best of it, or the worst of it, I should say. So that's going to let Joseph Johnson pull some gaps. So this gives me a chance to look at some lap times, which I love doing. We've got 3 minutes on the clock. Let's start from the back like we always do. Al Smith with a 30.6. Al Smith taking one away from Mr. Steve Logan at the end, and here he is battling it out, trying to chase down Jeremy Lidke, who ironically is driving a similar red-colored buggy. Jeremy Lidke, though, with a 29.2. Joshua Vigil with a 28.5. Golly, that is moving. 28.5 from Joshua Vigil. Hunter King with a 28.9 as well, as he's trying to make a pass on Gary Crowell here. Gary Crowell with a 29.0, not even the top 3 fastest by any means, but his consistency so high, it always ends up doing well for him. Joseph Johnson with a 28.5. So we've got 3 guys in the 28s. I will not try to figure out who was it, but instead I'm going to focus on the closest battle at hand. Oh, Joshua Vigil going wide and just getting wrecked.
Do we just lose somebody else? Because I see there's 6 now.
I believe Greg Harmer dropped, so we will follow up with him on what happened there. Hunter King, meanwhile, putting some pressure. He just got shafted in the French corner. That French corner has been taking a lot of buggies today. We call it the French corner because you can technically jump the curb and the computer will not dock you. But every now and then, if you're from France, it'll dock you, or if you're friends with France, it'll dock you, and that's what it's been doing. Is Hunter King having a few horrible laps? This is what I was talking. Hunter King is easily a second faster than Gary Crowell in hot lap, but Gary Crowell's consistency is just unbeatable. And here, I'll prove my point. So Hunter King's fast lap is a 28.4. Gary Crowell's a 29.0. But Hunter King's average lap is 29.2, Gary Crowell's 29.1. So that a tenth is all it takes for Gary to be in front of Hunter. Let's see if he can hold Hunter off for another 5 minutes, as Joseph Johnson is 3 seconds ahead. Joshua Vigil, meanwhile, trying to catch up to the group in front of him, showing you how to take that turn. As you saw, he totally looked like he was jumping the curb, but he did not. Let me try to get our raffle ready if I can. Till then, we've got 11 folks on the clock that will be spinning. So the way our paid class goes is very simple. We put everybody's name in our raffle and we spin it. And the winner wins themselves a $25 club entry to any physical track up to 90 days. All they have to do is send us the receipt, we pay for it, and we advertise and tell our audience folks about that track. Oh, Joshua Vigil wrecking going into turn 1. Joshua Vigil easily could have been in first place right now, but his wrecks, unfortunately. Six minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Closest battle is between Gary and Hunter, so let's focus on that for a bit. It's the mid part of the race. Ironically, Joseph Johnson has not been able to capitalize on the mistakes from Hunter and has let Gary actually close the gap by about a quarter of a second. So he's kind of maintaining it, not able to capitalize much. 7 minutes on the clock. Great time for me to look at lap times for y'all. Al Smith with a 30.6. Jeremy Lidke with a 29.2. Joshua Vigil with the hot lap of the day, 28.1. Wow. Hunter King with a 28.4. Gary Crowell finally in the 28s with a 28.9. Joseph Johnson with a 28.3. So one more time, the fastest single lap goes to Joshua Vigil, representing New Mexico. Most of these A-Main folks do keep me on mute, so I will not try to converse with them. We've got 2.5 minutes of racing to go. Joseph Johnson is putting on an amazing show of talent. 28.3 from him. Fast lap. His average is also in the 28s. And Gary Crowell is chipping away a 10th here, a 10th there. He has now brought it down to 3.3. He is making no mistake. Then the young Hunter King, 0.8 seconds behind him. He's got the raw speed, almost Joshua Vigil-like speed, but his consistency in this game is not anywhere near Gary's. So if he's going to make the pass on Gary, he has to hope for a mistake or just has to push, which is what he's doing right now. As you can see in certain sections, he catches up to Gary. Gary has a better drive coming out of it. In every corner, it looks like Hunter is making ground on Gary, and on every exit, it looks like he's losing time on Gary. This is a perfect example. He'll be able to stuff it here. And notice how much Gary will pull coming out of this corner right there. It's about a few feet. The other spot you'll notice is when they go on the other side of the track here. Wait for it. So when they land, notice how much Gary's going to pull on him. Right there. See that? Look at that. So I don't know if it's a gearing thing or if it's just their driving styles, but Hunter definitely drives it more like a Spec Miata, just shoving it in and hoping for grip. And Gary's got more of a flowy line with a car that maybe not handles the best as they both go through Frenchie's corner perfectly smooth. That is lap traffic, but they don't have to worry about it as it is with collisions off. So I believe that would be Al Smith or Jeremy Lidke. There's Gary Crowell's motor pulling away. While all this is going on, I have lost Joseph Johnson. What happened there? Well, we were talking at some point. They made the pass on Joseph Johnson. So, wow, with 30 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen, Joseph Johnson, who has led for 80% of our race, has just handed it over to Gary Crowell. So with less than 20 seconds to go, Hunter King now handing it over as Hunter King makes a mistake. And I've always said consistency is what wins, not speed. Gary Crowell is nowhere near the top 3 guys, and here he is with less than 10 seconds to go, about to take this win. Will he get caught? He does not get caught. Will Hunter King get caught? Oh, they don't get caught. So actually, it just comes down to the wire now with Joseph Johnson and Hunter King. I don't think they'll be able to catch up to Gary Crowell. But whoever that lap traffic is, you are doing an amazing job keeping up with Gary Crowell. We are just watching the battle for second now. They've got 5 corners to go, and then we will crown somebody at first and second. It's just a matter of seeing who's going to be second or third. Joseph Johnson giving a little... Oh, Joseph Johnson throwing it away to Hunter King. Will he get caught? Hunter King comes in. This is going to come down to tenths. I will not say who I think won. We will let the results publish it. I have a feeling Joseph Johnson was able to hold it off on Hunter King.
Way, dude.
That is ridiculous. What a last corner from Hunter King and Joseph Johnson. Wow. I can finally breathe. Gentlemen, that was an amazing display of talent from all of y'all. Corey Tyler, this on the screen. Greg Harmer will get points for 7th place. Al Smith will get points for 6th place. Jeremy Lidke, was that you battling with Gary Crowell's lap traffic at the end? I think it was. It was, right? That's how he got his 28.8. Why couldn't you run like that the entire time? That was some really good lap traffic driving. Joshua Vigil takes the hot lap one more time with a 28.1 in 4th place. Hunter King put on an amazing display of back and forth 28.2. Slight bobbles from him. Joseph Johnson led for probably 80 to 90% of the race. And unfortunately, with 2 laps to go, I believe he threw it away. And Gary Crowell, while does not have the hot lap or anywhere near it by half a second, he has the best average, 29.1. I was talking about that, how that's what wins, and looks like Gary Crowell was able to win over Joseph Johnson and Hunter King by about 3 seconds. The distance measured in time between 2nd and 3rd was less than 0.01, not 0.1, 0.01. That's how they'll finish. I believe that would be 14 thousandths. If I'm incorrect, please somebody correct me. I think that's 14 thousandths. Wow. Let's go to Parc Fermé and start interviewing our top 3. We are going to start with none other than Hunter King, who finished on a 21:10.25. Hunter King, tell me how that race went.
I don't know. Like, car felt good. I was trying to just drive smooth. I was a little nervous. Just kept making mistakes. The car was super easy to drive. I think I did okay for having one qualifier, like 10 minutes left to race. So
I think you did more than okay. So let me ask you something. Is it easier to have Gary in front of you, or is it easier to be the one leading when there's less than 2 minutes to go?
I don't know. I've been racing with Gary for quite a while. I think it's easier to have him behind me.
Well said. And Hunter, if you don't mind, would you like to give a shout out to your sponsors before we move to second spot?
Like, yeah, we've got TLR, Tekin, Raw Speed. It's not Proline, it's Raw Speed now. Horizon Hobbies, Wits Racing, RC Bombshells, and RC Swag.
Tell us about RC Swag. I'm not familiar with them.
So they do stickers and shirts and stuff, and we've been friends with them basically since I started racing. So we're doing our part in supporting them with their business.
Gotcha. Well, shout out to all your sponsors. Thanks for joining us and putting on a hell of a show. This month we will be racing Wednesdays. I hope you can race with us. If not, keep dropping by time to time, and we'd love to have you again.
I'll try as long as I'm motivated.
I'll get Greg Harmer to motivate you, don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty, let's go to our second spot finisher, Joseph Johnson. Do you have a hot mic?
Yeah.
Hey, so tough luck there. You led for 90% of the race, and then while I was calling Gary and Hunter's race, it looks like they got mixed with Jeremy Lidke's lap traffic, and at some point all 3 of them passed a buggy. I didn't know it was your buggy, but did you make a mistake, or what happened? Tell me about it.
Yeah, I pushed the car a little harder than normal coming off onto the straightaway, and it just, I don't know, it just went over the pipe. Done it a million times during practice. Came back out at the end of the straightaway, and then I ended up getting a space bar, and it put me all the way at the back of the straightaway.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's why you lost your 4-second lead.
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, you put on a hell of a show. You led really well. You got the third fastest lap of the day. Joshua Vigil got 28.1. Hunter King got 28.2. You came in with a 28.3 on lap 19. So you must have been pushing on a lap, and then the next lap when you pushed more is when you wrecked. Because I think it was one of the last 2 laps. So at this point, tell me in terms of points for the overall month. I know you're going to race with us the whole month. How much do you think that corner is going to come to haunt you?
Hope not a lot.
Because you know Gary out-qualified you by 1 spot, and he just got you here, so he's going to go into round 2 with 2 points.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how it's going to go. I guess we'll see.
Yep, we are going to see. We will be seeing if you can put on a show again next week. One more time, thank you for racing with us. Congratulations on your 2nd place. Would you like to thank any sponsors?
Yeah, I want to thank Trinity, Vision Racing, and TQ Hobbies.
Vision Racing. Talk to me more. What's the full name?
Vision Racing.
Is it VRP?
No, it's Vision Racing. They make stuff, hop-up parts like, as in shock towers, stuff like that. It's
Where they're based out
Vision.net.
of?
Oregon.
Oregon. Okay, go check them out, guys. I'm always looking to hear sponsors that we don't recognize so we can promote them. So you heard from Joseph Johnson in second place. Congratulations to him. Now let's move to Parc Ferme's top of the podium spot, Mr. Gary Crowell. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm still shaking.
All the young guns are booing for you, and I'll tell you why they're booing, because from a hot lap point of view, they outgunned you by over half a second. But if you look at your average lap, it was quicker than Joseph Johnson's and Hunter King's by 0.1, and it was quicker by 0.6 on Joshua Vigil, who's probably booing as well right now. So tell me how that race went. You seemed, I know you're saying you're shaking right now, but did you have it in control? Did you know it would come to this, or is this all by chance how it lined up?
Well, I called it before the race. I know they're faster than me, and I'm just hoping to old man them. And the old manning part comes from Rick Howard, who you might know from the industry, from Peak Performance Motors.
Old manning them.
He's old manning them.
Yep.
And that was my whole goal, because I know, at least on this track, on this day, that I can't turn that kind of lap time, but I can get close.
Yep. And so I've heard a story. He mentioned to his racers, because he was very good on team building and team stuff, he would say to his racers that wouldn't be, I guess, fighting for the win, but would be still in the A main, he would say, you got to old man him, which means you got to stay close enough to capitalize on their mistakes, but he would never use the word attack. Did you feel like you were attacking at any point, or did you just hold your own lines and let Hunter and Joseph make a mistake?
I was racing with Hunter. I was more concerned with him just because we were averaging out to the same pace. I'd kind of lost touch with Joseph, so I wasn't thinking about him anymore. But when you said, "Oh no, where's Joseph?" and I was like, I just went kind of my hand started shaking and everything. It was great.
Wow. Well, congratulations on putting an amazing show for us. At this point, would you like to thank any sponsors?
So as always, we've got JQ, Racing USA, and Beach RC. They'll give you a lollipop if you give a $200 order. So there's
Awesome.
that. Pretty awesome.
Yep. Shout out to Brent Densford and folks at Beach RC. They do a lot for the industry. I call them the OCRC outside of California. So great track facility. Drop in, take a fireball shot with him, and have a great time racing. So one more time, congratulations to Gary Crowell, Joseph Johnson, and Hunter King. At this time, our program switches a little bit. We are going to put up a raffle screen. The folks whose names appear on the right side that I just highlighted are the few folks who are carrying the weight for the entire 30 to 40 racers. These guys donate enough that Corey Tyler and I can take and put on Facebook marketing, pay for our streaming software, and that's how we're rebuilding and spreading the word. So shout out to them. We're going to spin the Wheel of Fortune, if I could call it that, or Wheel of Names, and whoever gets the win will have 90 days to go and wow. That is... Now I know why people say it's rigged. You guys tell me when you see who just won.
Why did that stop so fast? I've never seen it stop that fast.
It stopped that fast.
You did rig it.
Yeah, it's rigged.
Spin it again.
Gary, can I spin it again?
You can spin that again.
All right. So this is a new PC for our league, so none of this has been set. I think I'm supposed to go into options, and how do I do that? How did I do it last time? So let's do it for 30 seconds. But no, it is not rigged at all. You know what? We're going to do a whole freaking minute. We'll do a spin after spin. We'll even have confetti. How about that? We'll launch confetti, animate the guy that wins, and we'll even remove the winner after 5 seconds. Actually, no, I don't want to do that. I want to see them. Alright, folks, we're going to spin one more time. This time it's going to be rolling for a while. The winner of this gets a $25 credit to go to any local track of there. I just want it to be a brick and mortar, proper track where you can go see a person, pay, get a receipt, send it to us. We'll pay for your race entry and take a picture of that receipt and post it on our Facebook page and talk about that track so we can indirectly support local tracks across the globe. You could be racing from anywhere, and this league is for you. We are all inclusive. We are ran by 2 folks in Houston. Or you could buy a bag of French fries, like Steve Logan just said. And it looks like our winner, actually I won't spoil it, I know there's a 5 to 10 second lag, so when you guys see it online, you let me know.
Come on, Frenchie.
It was almost scary. It was about to have a fit.
I just watching it go by Gary's name.
And
again.
this
Gary
winner
again,
is
yeah.
going to win. This is his first time racing with us. We credited his racing league, so I hope he can go to a track. This is a great way to join. He just joined us this month. This is his first time
What?
racing with us.
Are
And
you guys
yes,
kidding me?
Glenn, I think you saw who won, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing it right now. It's intense.
Congratulations, Glenn. Congratulations.
Wow.
Yep, your entry was paid for by none other than Tyler McKenzie. He was unable to join us, but he said this league is way too important to have go away. So shout out to Tyler McKenzie, who's busy at work right now, hopefully watching this.
Thank you, Tyler.
Yep, thank you, Tyler. Glenn just won, and Glenn said he's going to go to a track nearby, support
Tomorrow.
them by paying, and when he sends me the receipt, I'm going to tag that Facebook group where he goes and races so we can talk about them and hopefully give back to the community. So, Glenn, I hope you race with us more, and congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. Do I upload it to Discord or do I do it through Facebook?
Just send it to me directly in Discord or Facebook. All I'm trying to do is capture their name and talk about them. That look, in these tough times of COVID, this track is open. We've got racers like Glenn going and paying it forward. So that's what we're trying to do.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that a
Yep.
lot. And
All right,
will too.
racers, thank you so much for joining me. It is 9:24. Those of you that are still watching, 190 of you are. Thank you still for watching across all platforms of our Facebook, YouTube. This is a multi-stream. Thank you so much. If you're on the fence of how to join us, please hit up Corey, Tyler, or myself, or just post down that, hey, I need more information. I promise the guys in this group are very helpful and kind. They will help